The void, but somehow different this time.
Surprised I can pull you into this place? The outsider marked me long ago. I made you flee your precious tower and turned your father into cold stone. How difficult for you. But when I was young, sweet Jessamine and I were close as sisters, sharing a secret. Emperor Kaldwin had another daughter, born in shame to a kitchen maid.
Am I dreaming? If not, how is Delilah doing this?
You're older. How says you?
You said that last year. Jessamine's younger than me, and she's a court every day.
This is... well... it's complicated. You'll understand someday.
What did I do? I'll be good. I swear.
Next year, I promise.
Jessamine and I played games in the tower, but at night I'd go back to the servants' quarters to cockroaches and thin gruel. Emperor Daddy would visit and tell me if I was good. Next year I'd be old enough to come to court to be a princess. Then one day, pretty Jessamine broke something worth a fortune, and the spy master caught us. She claimed I did it, and he whipped me in the garden house until I bled. My mother lost her kitchen job, and that night we were out on the streets with no place to sleep.
I didn't break it.
Would you like to tell me your name?
We were just playing.
Young lady Jessie. Who is your name?
It was her. Delilah's lie. She broke it.
Saw the nastiest parts of Dunwall, ending up in debtor's prison. Jessamine died quick on an assassin's blade, but my mother lingered for weeks after a fat guard broke her jaw. They threw me out when she died. I looked up at the lights of Dunwall Tower and swore revenge. Washing bedsheets in a brothel, I painted on the side, until Anton Sokolov took me as a student. That's the polite word for it. I was crafty even before the outsider marked me, and survived the worst the Empire could offer. Now it's your turn.
My mother's sick. She needs help.
Your mother kicked off while you were out begging. She's another bag of bones now, girl.
What? No!
Her sentence is served and she'll be tossed out with the others. You can't stay here anymore.
Hard to know whether my dear old aunt is telling the truth or not. When I was young, the Loyalist conspiracy that kidnapped me also took Anton Sokolov. They brought him to the pub where I was being held, and locked him in a cage meant for dogs. And you know what? Sokolov laughed at them. He taught me lessons and told me funny stories. He seemed immortal. His mind shaped our age. That's changed. The old man I rescued doesn't talk much. He eats what we give him, groans in his sleep, coughs out blood. I thought he'd tell me the secret to defeating Delilah and saving the Empire. But I'm not even sure he knows where he is. wasn't a dream, was it?
Am I to blame for Delilah's bitterness?
No. She's the one who orchestrated the coup.
Our decisions have weight. I feel my time drawing to an end soon.
Anton, when I brought you back, you could barely speak. But it's been 3 days.
They tortured him. His body is covered with bruises.
Delilah has the throne, and my father is missing. This is Anton Sokolov, the greatest mind in the Empire.
No, Emily. Megan is right. I can make electricity move from one side of the room to the other, but Delilah is beyond my understanding. When I came to Sarkonos, I meant to leave everything behind. But when the assassination started, I couldn't ignore it. By the time Megan and I connected the murders to the Duke, it was too late. The Crown Killer came for me. It kept me alive from my knowledge that I saw things. Jindosh often had a visitor, Breanna Ashworth.
She's the curator of the Royal Conservatory.
Yes, Ashworth is dangerous, as obsessed with the occult as Delilah. Apparently, she's working on a device called the Oraculum.
There's more to her than either of you know.
If Ashworth is one of Delilah's lieutenants, I need to eliminate her. Who knows what this device is capable of, or what she's up to.
There's a spark in your eyes. Something other than hate, which surprises me given all that's happened.
For a man of his age, Sokolov's making better progress than I would have expected.
Good to see you're still with us. Thank you for helping, Anton.
Sokolov's not the only one making a rapid recovery. I'll be good enough to leave soon. There's a lot to do. Of course, unless the Duke falls, he'll undo my best efforts here.
Then we'll have to make sure Duke Luca Abel doesn't overstay his welcome.
Karnaca's key leaders are flawed, for certain. After all this is settled with the Duke, and the time of the coup has passed, whichever ones are left standing could change things here. Consider that, as you come face to face with the Duke's remaining associates.
I appreciate your thoughts on the matter, Alexandria.
We'll take the skiff. I don't want to bring the dreadful whale any closer than we have to. There is a small dock in Syria Gardens, close to the conservatory. That's as far as I can take you. Ready to go?
Yes, let's go.
There'll be a Grand Guard presence outside the Royal Conservatory. Inside, be prepared for anything. Ashworth runs with an eclectic crowd. They'll be the real danger.
Someday I'd like to know more about how you met Ashworth.
I know you would. Trust me. Ashworth is important to Delilah. Which brings up something else. You might be able to exploit the Abbey of the Everyman in removing Ashworth from play. Turns out the Vice Overseer in Karnaca has been watching Ashworth from a hidden outpost near the Royal Conservatory. Check it out first if you want more options. Remember, if she's still working with Delilah, Ashworth is a grave threat.
Thanks, Megan. See you soon.
I thought the old Duke Theodanis outlawed Underwood export to protect the trees.
I can't keep track of all the decrees. My client's refurbishing a gazebo, adding an exotic southern touch.
I don't get it. When I went to Dunwall, I brought back a River Crust show for you as an extra. Because it reminds me of good times.
Lady sure should have you.
Just a poor maid.
I see you've heard the stories about Pirate Betty, about all the terrible things I've done to the fools who refuse to give up some trinket or a bag of coins.
Have mercy! Don't hurt me!
Should I start by cutting off your nose?
No! Anyone help me! We're fighting!
Reel him in, Hal!
She won't go anywhere!
I'll cut you!
Take it!
Let her go! Hey, take a deep breath.
Welcome. Don't worry, we are perfectly safe in my shop. Welcome to my shop. Say, an acquaintance of mine is supposed to be holed up in an office overlooking the Royal Conservatory. Check on them if you're headed that way. I checked myself, but the streets are locked down. I'd make it worth your time.
I'll think about it.
See anything you like? Come in, my friend. Always a delight to see you. I'm certain you will be satisfied with your purchase. An excellent choice. No need to wrap it for you, I suppose.
Of course I can read. What does he think? I'm stupid? I know all my letters, and then some.
Worst assignment ever. Nothing ever happens. What I wouldn't give for a bottle of pear soda.
I just can't watch my own back. Getting so one can't even breathe no more. Air feels heavy. Hard to get a good lungful.
Shipment of whale oil tanks.
Oh, if only something would happen around here. Doesn't have to be a circus. Just a little bit of excitement once in a while. The whole family's stunned to death. Ugh, so disfigured. Blood fly nests all around them. Horrible.
I'm twice the soldier.
Breanna Ashworth, curator of the Royal Conservatory. For a while, I believed Ashworth has some connection to the occult in Karnaca. Something is happening that I don't understand. The overseers are the forward face of the Abbey, but equally important are our sisters from the Oracular Order. To be direct, I suspect something is wrong within their sect. Subtle changes to the types of proclamations they've been making. Small but troubling deviations from tradition. But publicly saying anything along those lines will get me accused of heresy by my rivals within the
What
enemy.
wouldn't I give for a bottle of pear soda?
Ashworth has infiltrated the oracular order.
So Vice Overseer Byrne thinks Ashworth is interfering with the oracular order. If true, it's another reason she has to be eliminated.
Something stinks around here. It's not my job to clean up.
Bad things have happened here in the last 5 years and the earlier years of my life before that.
Huh?
Settle down, Scudder. Dinner will be in you shortly.
Close my locker before
I hope they accept my transfer. I've got to get over to one of the other districts.
He says keep alert, and I says I am alert. I've been alert. He says yeah, but this time I really mean it.
Oh, the look on his face. Well, who was he expecting? The Empress? What a fool.
I think I just saw something.
It's kind of dry. Okay. Really go for a whiskey or something. Maybe one of them two-penny drinks.
As long as you're brave. I'd hate to be anybody else.
Who's there?
Oh, throat feels a little scratchy. Maybe some steeped borage and chamomile will do the trick. What is this, then?
Must have had a thing.
Something else happened. Maybe they went inside the conservatory.
Look, Karnaca's leaking people. We tell ourselves we're keeping it together, but everyone is afraid of what will happen when it really falls apart. That donkey-faced cream can open his wrist for all I care. Did you bring me something? A silver cigarette case, like we agreed? No, listen. I can't go on doing this. And agree that dinner time cannot come quickly enough. Unfortunately, we are still on duty. I will get back to you if I hear anything more. Sincerely, me.
Look at you, making your way across this shuddering city. Breanna Ashworth would have been miserable as a member of high society, forced to wed some bloated banker. Her only moments of real freedom, getting drunk at fancy balls, and slipping away to couple with strangers. It would have ended in an unhappy marriage and a late-night plunge into an icy river. But just before Mother and Father married her off, so many years ago, she found Delilah instead. It was all highways and graveyards after that, never looking back. Vice Overseer Byrne is an ambitious man, but he believes in the Abbey's mission, protecting the good people of the Empire against the likes of us. You know he'd be happier deep down if this ended with Breanna Ashworth's head on a spike. Maybe yours as well.
this door. Maybe the wind or something. What I wouldn't give for a bottle of pear soda.
Is that my breath I'm smelling? Maybe my teeth are due for their monthly cleaning.
2 coins with that cat last? Well, no more, thank you. Place is a dump anyway. One time. Is that too much to ask?
Karnaca, my Karnaca, brothers and sisters of my blood, and all the people who make this great city tremble along. This is the Duke. You must all know my voice by now. The new empress sits on the throne in Dunwall. Our rightful ruler, Delilah of Kaldwin, the first of her name. May she reign forever. There are some traitors who question her claim to the throne. Morally, tibia, treasonous nations skulking in the cold gloom of the north. If they want war, we'll give it to them, no matter how many of you I have to sacrifice. Serkanus will fight for Delilah to the bitter end.
The Royal Conservatory. What do those walls hide? the Duke. Some of you have questioned your mind. Stricter mind. New taxes mean levies by the Grand Serconian Guard. Let me answer all of this thing at once. Disloyalty and sedition will not be tolerated. Look at Duncan Bale. He's a patriot.
A man who won't stop until he has turned every bit of this land into shiny coin. I asked him to double the number of mine workers, and he did it. No questions, no complaints. Karnaca needed miners, and he produced them. Out of thin air. That's the Serkonian spirit. That's what we need.
Pushed out into the harsh world. You are alone, but for a few allies.
The conservatory. I wanted to visit this place with Wyman.
She wanted to raise the blood pressure.